The villagers would never forget the night they found Amina crawling out of the abandoned shrine, her skin cracked like burnt clay, her eyes wild, clutching a torn bundle of money soaked in something far darker than sweat. And as she whispered, it wasn't worth it, none of it was worth it. Everyone finally understood the terrible truth. She had never been cursed. She had been trapped. Amina Bayo was just 17, a quiet girl from the dusty outskirts of Njale, a rural West African village where the air smelled of wood smoke and secrets. She lived with her mother and two younger brothers in a mud brick hut, its thatched roof sagging like their hopes. Her father had died 2 years earlier, and ever since, life had been a slow-burning struggle. Food scarce, school fees overdue, and whispers of debt following the family like a shadow. But Amina was gentle, soft-spoken, always the first to rise, the last to eat. People liked her, and that was precisely why they pitied her. Then came the rumors. Rumors that a mysterious stranger was offering money, a whole year's income, to anyone willing to participate in a strange competition. A competition with only one rule. No bathing. Not once. Not even touching water. For 365 days. At first, Amina laughed it off. But poverty has a way of sharpening desperation. And in jail, desperation is the first step toward danger. But in our village, even blessings come with teeth. The stranger arrived at sunset the following week. He wasn't from jail, his accent, his clothing, his calm too-perfect smile revealed that immediately. He called himself Mr. Kamal, and he claimed to be conducting a social endurance experiment. The prize? A giant sum of money enough to lift a family out of poverty forever. But there were conditions. No bathing. No washing the face. No rinsing hands. No stepping into rain. No touching water in any form. Break the rule once, and the competition ended. Amina hesitated. Her mother begged her not to do it. But then her little brother asked, "Does this mean we won't go hungry anymore?" And something inside her cracked. She accepted. The first weeks were simple. Annoying, but manageable. Amina stayed indoors during rain, avoided the river, covered her body with thick wrappers to hide the smell. But villagers began whispering. Superstition runs deeper than wells in jail, and soon people accused her of inviting evil spirits. Children avoided her. Women flinched when she walked by. Men covered their noses. And at night she began hearing footsteps outside her hut. Soft, deliberate, waiting. By the third month, Amina's skin grew darker, tight, and irritated. Flies followed her. Her scalp itched. Her eyes burned. But the worst part was not the smell. It was how Mr. Kamal kept returning, always at dusk, always watching her with an emotion she couldn't identify. One day he handed her a small leather pouch. "Keep this close," he said coldly. "It protects you from interference." Inside was a strange amulet made of bone and dyed string. And that very night, something tried to enter her hut. She heard scratching. Then breathing. Then a whisper that did not sound human. Her mother cried out in fear, but the door never opened. Whatever was outside was afraid of the amulet. But why? Amina confronted Kamal the next day. He only smiled. "There are forces interested in purity," he murmured. "Forces that notice those who abandon the cleansing power of water." It made no sense, but in jail, it didn't have to. Fear is a language everyone understands. Around month 6, one of the other participants, because yes, there were others, went missing. A young man from a nearby village who had also agreed to the challenge. They found him 2 days later near a shrine in the forest. His skin looked mummified, as if drained. Amina felt a cold dread coil in her stomach. Was this competition even real? Was the money real? What exactly was being tested? When she confronted Kamal again, she noticed something. His shadow on the ground didn't match the shape of his body. The final month broke her. Her body felt like a prison. her mind like a cracked shell. Kamau kept appearing suddenly, behind trees, behind huts, watching. The villagers feared her now. Some said she was becoming a spirit herself. Others insisted she was already dead inside. Then, on the 365th night, Kamau arrived with a large envelope. Inside was the money. Amina collapsed in relief. But then he said, "Now comes the final condition." She looked up, trembling. "Do not bathe tonight. If you survive until sunrise, the contract is complete." Something in his voice was wrong. Something ancient. Something hungry. That night the scratching returned. Then pounding. Then screaming. Amina grabbed the amulet. It burned her palm. The door burst open. Kamau stood there, eyes glowing faintly gold. "The spirits claim those untouched by water," he whispered. "You have ripened perfectly." Amina ran. Into the night. Into the forbidden forest. Into the abandoned shrine. There, she collapsed. The spirits surrounded her. But the amulet pulsed, bright, painful, blinding, forcing them back. As Kamau approached, reaching out with a claw-like hand, the amulet shattered. A shockwave burst outward. Kamau screamed, his body twisting into smoke, dissolving into nothing. Amina survived. But barely. At sunrise, villagers found her outside the shrine, clutching the money with shaking hands. She bathed for the first time that afternoon, crying softly as water ran down her skin, washing away not just the year of dirt, but the year of terror. She never spoke of Kamau again. But sometimes at night, she swore she could still hear footsteps outside her door. And in jail, they whisper. When poverty becomes desperate, even demons come disguised as opportunity.